Hello and welcome to part 2. We will be creating a classroom area for counselors and administrators and also for teachers. First, we start by creating a category. The category we're creating, we want to make sure it's on top and not a subcategory, and it is for staff. And then we're also creating one for students. And again, we want to make sure that it is on top and not a subcategory. That's in case we do use our site with students, which is not necessary. And we put the categories in order, and staff goes first. Now we're going to add a new course. The course is called Counselors and Administrators. This will be the area for counselors and administrators to make changes to the site. We want to make sure that its ending date is not enabled. We're going to create a second course. This is the course or the area for the teachers. And again, we want to disable the ending date. So now we go to My Courses. It does show all the courses. Administrator sees all the courses. So we just enabled edit mode. We're going to edit the course for counselors and administrators. First, we're going to name the sections. There's several sections to set up. Manage students and print schedules is the first one. The second one is start of year or spring semester, which you will deal with at the start of a new school year or in the middle of the school year. Also the settings page, which has links to some of the iStudyApps in the settings, printing reports. Also daily attendance. We create a new section called monthly attendance. And the final one would be, let's see, and it's going to be step letters. Step letters is what we send out when a student is falling behind. So now we're going to add to each section, we're going to add either links or apps. That would be the iStudyApps. First, we're starting with the link to the user area to add or modify users. So we're going to click add and URL. We're going to name it manage students, manage student accounts, and then we copy the link and save it. So that's a link to the user management area. So we're going to add another. Now we're adding the schedule, so we can print student schedules and their student agreement, print student schedules and agreements. So we added that. That's one of the iStudyApps. So now we go to the start of year or end of school year, and we're adding the iStudyApp. And we're going to name it Manage Teachers and Courses. Okay, and that is our main app for setting things up. Also, we're adding the app for resetting all the students at the beginning of the school year, or for setting up for the spring semester. Okay, so now we're going to administrative page, users, and assign system roles, and we're going to the manager area. This is where we would create a manager, which would be a counselor and administrator, and we're going to create a link to it. And for that link, we're going to call it New System Manager. And I'll show you later how to use that. Now the settings page, these are all these are the 3 iStudyApps that have settings, starting with the main one, the iStudyApp. We're going to create a link to it. So we're going to copy the link. We're going to create a URL link to that. We're going to name it iStudy School Settings and then paste the site. We're going to create another link, and this would be to another one of the apps. And this app is for the student agreement. I'm going to create a link to that, the student agreement and the student printing the student schedules. And we're calling it student agreement details. And one last link. This is going to be to the step forms, which again we send out when a student is falling behind or we're getting ready to drop them or send them back to the original school. Create a copy and paste the URL. So we're going to call this step letters, and we're going to paste the link. Okay, so those are our 3 settings pages. Now the printing reports, we have a few to add, and these are all apps. iStudy roll sheets. This is where you can print roll sheets for your courses for each teacher. Then we're adding the print master schedule for the teachers. Now for daily attendance, we're going to add 2 apps. The first one is for entering the daily attendance, and we're going to name it and then save. Now we're going to add another app, and this one is called, this is for printing student daily attendance, and we're going to call it print daily attendance and then save. So now we're going to add for monthly attendance, the app for monthly attendance, and we're going to name it enter monthly attendance, and then we hit save. Now we're going to add the second app that goes with that, and that would be to print monthly attendance, or print attendance is what it's called. We're going to name it print monthly attendance, and then we hit save at the bottom. Okay, the last one we're going to add for the counselors administrators is the step letter, and we're going to name it step letters, and then we hit save at the bottom. Again, this is for sending out reports. There's 3 of them when students are falling behind. And you can expand all and see everything in detail, or you can click on expand and it'll put it back, or you can open them individually. Now let's go back to our courses. We're going to go to teachers, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add most of what we just added to the others. First, we're going to start by creating the sections, reports, and daily attendance, monthly attendance, and then the last one is step letters. So for teachers, the reports will be similar to what we just created earlier. So start with iStudy schedule, where we can print student schedules or their student schedule on their agreement. And then we're going to add, or we deleted the one that came, was built in by Moodle. Now we're going to add iStudy master schedule, where teacher can print their master schedule or the master schedule of another teacher. Now we're adding student roll sheets, where teacher can print their daily roll sheets or a list of all the courses. So in the next section, we're adding daily attendance, where a teacher can enter daily attendance. And now we're adding print daily attendance, where teacher can print their daily attendance. There's several options that go with that. Monthly attendance, we're going to add that also, just as we did previously for the counselors and administrators. Enter monthly attendance, hit save, and then we are adding print attendance, which is print monthly attendance, and then we hit save on the bottom. And we're adding step letters. It's the last one. Of course, we're going to call that step letters, and then hit save. In the last section, we don't need it, so we erased it. Okay, so we're getting out of edit mode, and we can see that the course has been created. Yeah, you can. So now we're going back to the course for the administrators and counselors, and we're going on to this tab with the settings, and we are going to add an image to go with that course. You can add any image you want. That's just the one that I selected. Now we're going back. Now we're going to the teacher page, going to the settings, and also we're going to add an image for that. So it's easier to distinguish the 2 courses from each other by the image that we've added. So and now we're going into the iStudy, the school settings. These need to be changed before you can do anything else. You do also need to change these at the beginning of the school year, which would be the summertime before school starts. And the first part was just the information for the school, general information. Now we're looking at the monthly attendance, which goes in 4 weeks, and adding all the dates and how many days there are that week. Also, we're adding or updating the time or the schedule for each day of the week. depending on your school, they might be all the same or they might be different. And there's an option also for summer school, which we don't actually use it for summer school. Now towards the bottom, we do have the student agreement, some details that you can change. It does show you the default settings, but you can change any of them. The address, this is for the student agreement. If there's you want to list the cities, the state, and the zip code for all the different areas that your school covers. Okay, so we save that. We're done.